Hey everybody, Mateo311 here, and today we're going over some of the enemies that you'll have to face off against in the upcoming shooter Swarm. So let's swing right into this, starting with the most basic enemy, the Tracer. Tracers will appear on the map through portals and then fly through a predetermined path. They won't attack you, and they're just the best way to rack up some points. If you can take out the entire line, you'll get a massive point bonus. Also be on the lookout for the ultra-fast Golden Tracer. Every time you shoot him, he'll drop coins, which will help increase your score multiplier. Our next enemy is the Zoid, which is the first true threat you'll have to face off against, but don't worry too much because their aim is about as good as your standard Stormtrooper. With only 2 hit points, they'll die quickly, and just remember to keep moving so they can't get a lock on you. There is an elite variant of the Zoid, which has double the health and a shield generator. Standard Zoids will group up with the elite for additional protection, and the shield will make the Seeker an ineffective weapon choice against this enemy. Your next threat is the Warhead, a much larger bot with heat-seeking missiles. Make sure to listen for the audio cue that missiles are incoming and take them out before they get too close. The Warhead has 3 vulnerable spots that you'll need to take out before you can do any damage to him, and I recommend using Zip to get high above him. The Warhead should be one of the enemies on the top of your priority kill list. Now the next enemy you won't have to worry about quite as much because it's just a simple mine. Mines will randomly spawn throughout certain levels, and if you get too close to them, they will indeed explode. If you want to play it safe, quickly eliminate all the mines you see on the map the second they spawn so you can safely swing around the map. But if you want to try and use them to your advantage, you can wait until clusters of enemies are in range of the mine and then blow it up, taking them all out at once. Now our next enemy is another variant of the Zoid. The zombie has even more health than the elite, and it will continually revive its fellow zombies. So if you see zombies start popping up on the map, you might want to prioritize them so you're not overrun. Next up is the Twister, a giant flying snake that engages in cyber warfare. Okay, so that was a weak joke, but the Twister is no joke. Just like the Warhead, you'll have to take out the vulnerable spots first, but the Twister will do exactly what its name says, making those spots pretty hard to hit. His method of attack is a vicious headbutt, so be ready to dodge, and he'll also try and push you downward into the end of the map for an instant kill. Once you take out the vulnerable spots, the Twister becomes extra aggressive and will start heading directly for you. So don't underestimate these guys, they're a pretty hard kill. Now our next enemy is the Stinger, and they're a much easier kill, but they come in swarms. Stingers will chase you around the map and only use melee attacks. They move really fast and will creep up on you when you least expect it, so always be on the lookout, ready to spin around and take out a big swarm of enemies. And make sure to aim for the red Stinger because he explodes. Okay, so we're moving into some of the more lethal enemies that you will see later on in the game. The Scorcher is a stationary laser platform that will try and interrupt your flight path. They do some pretty significant damage and like to spawn in groups on opposite sides of the map. I usually try to zip over to one the second it spawns. If you don't take them out quickly, they'll end up taking you out. Another nuisance that you'll have to prioritize is the Ink Master. The Ink Master is a variant of the Warhead, but instead of heat-sinking explosives, he has ink rockets. Getting hit with an ink rocket will block your vision and make you defenseless. If you don't prioritize this enemy, you can be overwhelmed quite quickly. But the main enemy that actually requires the most immediate attention is one that won't even hurt you. The Guardian likes to fly around the edge of the map, placing shields on all your other enemies. This will make every kill so much harder. So if you see glowing orbs flying to and then shielding your enemies, make sure to trace them backwards and go prioritize the Guardian. Okay guys, so those are the basic enemies you'll be facing off against when Swarm releases in spring of 2021, but we didn't include any of the amazing boss fights. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that, because that's going to be a really fun video.